In 1981, Hasbro released a toy line under the name of My Pretty Pony. It was a series of 10-inch pony figurines originally created by illustrator Bonnie Zachary and sculptor Charles Muchinger. Later lines would also introduce smaller baby ponies as well as the iconic butt symbol. The toys were successful, but they were eventually replaced by similar figurines under the name My Little Pony. This marks the beginning of the first generation of My Little Pony toys. Hasbro chose to heavily market the toy series to girls pretty much exclusively, with the main selling point being brushable hair. Given that this was the 1980s, a cartoon based on the toy line doesn't really seem all that out of place. G.I. Joe got its start as an animated series with two mini-series premiering in 1983 and 1984 respectively, with a TV series premiering in 1985. The Transformers toy line also got a TV series that premiered in 1984. You may have heard of it. Like G.I. Joe, My Little Pony didn't start with a full-blown series. Rather, it started with a 30-minute special. It pretty much served as a pilot for a show based on the My Little Pony toy line. This special has gone under 3 different names over the years. It was simply called My Little Pony when it first aired in 1984. It was later aired as a part of the My Little Pony and Friends TV series in 1986 under the name Rescue at Midnight Castle. In 1990, a VHS copy of the special was paired with a special edition Firefly toy. This time, the special went under the name Firefly's Adventure. We're specifically looking at the version released through the TV series. This special would introduce multiple elements that would become staples of the My Little Pony TV series, including Megan the Human, Spike the Dragon, as well as a man known as a Moochick. The original special actually opened a bit differently than the TV version. It started with 2 ponies playing by a waterfall before transitioning into the theme song. This version starts right after the theme song, which makes sense because this show has its own theme song and the portion cut did not really have much plot-wise. No need for redundancy after all. Not much is actually different, but the opening of this version is rather abrupt because of the cut. Twilight can also teleport. That will become important later.
Firefly! Look out!
Apparently Twilight laughs by shaking her ass in the air.
No sign of trouble inside.
Oh man, even the singers are saying how trouble-free this day is. That is so specific, you know that things are gonna go badly. It's like guaranteed.
Twilight, will I ever fly like Firefly and Medley?
No, Ember. Not all little ponies can fly.
In this special, Twilight acts as the parental guardian of Ember. Ember is one of the first baby ponies to be produced for the My Little Pony toy line, and she actually had a few color variations. Aside from one version, she was only offered through mail order, where she was advertised as My Beautiful Baby Pony, which is honestly a rather funny name. The color scheme of the TV Ember seems to be based on the lavender version. This similarity is more apparent looking at the original version versus my DVD version. Anyway, enough about the toys, let's talk about invasions. Almost immediately, Stratodons invade Ponyland and they start kidnapping ponies. The ponies try to run to the safety of Dream Castle, available at your local Toys R Us. Firefly! No! Now we're introduced to Spike and Scorpan. Scorpan is a servant to the main villain T-Rex. You know, like a T-Rex. Spike is a baby dragon who Scorpan seems to be rather protective of. One thing I find interesting about the animation style is how dark it can be. That's not to say that this special is lacking in color, far from it, but the titular Midnight Castle feels properly dreary in a way that you don't typically see from the rest of the animated series. It's striking to say the least, and it's a major contrast to the world of the ponies. Plus, T-Rex, while rather one-dimensional, is still a compelling villain, helped by how he's first presented in Shadows, you know, mysterious villains and all that shit. Right after that scene, Firefly crashes into Megan's barn, aka the barn of the audience surrogate. And now would be a good time to discuss this special's biggest flaw. The pacing is ridiculously fast, moving from one plot point to another at breakneck speed, and this pace keeps up for the rest of the special. To give an example, we start the special with happy ponies, then Twilight caring for Ember, then immediate invasion. This special has a lot that it needs to set up. It needs to set up the status quo, the main plot, the villain, his servants, as well as some other characters. It has a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. It's hard to take in anything when the special goes at this speed. Megan and Firefly head back to Dream Castle and the other ponies meet them right outside. Also, this pony has a cat. Given the orange color scheme, it's probably a reference to Twinkles the cat, a My Little Pony pet released with the Brave Parlor playset. Say that 5 times fast.
This is Megan, everybody. She's here to help us.
Hooray!
Run, everybody! Run!
But wait, they were just outside Dream Castle, a place safe from the Stratodons, and now they're in an open field? I think space-time broke, guys. I think we're gonna need to get a new one. We get a hint that Scorpan may not be all bad when he saves Megan from the uncaring force of gravity.
Leave this land. This battle is not yours.
Among the ponies Scorpan captured, there's also Ember, who ends up being too small for T-Rex plans.
You won't hurt Ember.
She is too small to pull my chariot of midnight.
What can I say? Leading a chariot of darkness takes some muscle mass.
Behold the power of darkness!
That transformation is actually rather creepy, though. Like, yeah, I know, people tend to look back at anything in their childhood that's remotely disturbing and oh my god, how could this be in a kid's show? But like, you know, it's still creepy. In general, T-Rex lair has a sense of dread and dark evil, and I'm digging it.
The Mochik has magic powers. He'll help us. He lives in the mush swamp over there.
This beach doesn't feel very safe.
Come on, it's fine.
Applejack!
Oh my god! Oh my. And that's when the first episode ends. Splitting the special there does not really diminish just how sudden Applejack and Megan are rescued.
Shooby-doo, shoop-shooby-doo. Call upon the sea ponies when you're in distress. Helpful as can be ponies, simply sing your SOS.
This song is probably my favorite song in the whole special. It's just so catchy! Although I'm curious what you would call this dance move. And this one. The animation isn't the strongest here, but damn if that song won't get caught in your head. Stop trying to kill us and help us already! And I love how abruptly the song ends, too. Hey, we're done singing, get the fuck out. Well, that was the thing that happened.
The sea ponies saved us.
It was great.
I like apples, and now I like sea ponies.
T-Rex going to force your friends to bring in the night that never ends.
How can he be stopped?
Ah, somebody's got to sneak into his castle and swipe his
Rainbow of Darkness.
Here we have another change from the original special. Originally, the Moo Chick sang a musical number, but was cut out in this version. The song was about the Moo Chick looking for a piece of the Rainbow of Light he had. It turns out that the Moo Chick's assistant Rabbit had that piece in his pocket. Cutting the song does make sense because of the time restraints as well as how the song doesn't really move the plot forward. In this version, the rabbit just hands the Moo Chick the Rainbow of Light immediately. While the cuts do certainly contribute to the pacing problem, what was cut wasn't really important either. Megan is given the Rainbow of Light, presumably because she's the only one in her group with hands or clothes.
Oh, no.
How are we gonna cross that?
I have an idea. The sea ponies. Where are they?
Gee, maybe you should wait more than 1 second.
They said they'd help.
Shooby-doo, shoop-shooby-doo.
The sea ponies help the group get into Midnight Castle. My Little Pony creepypasta. It was a bunch of My Little Pony, and no, they got nooses in the neck, man. The ponies are dead. No, dead. Oh my god. Doobie-doo, shoop-shoop-a-doo. The ponies and Megan enter the castle while a guard notices and tells T-Rex.
It's okay, Amber. He's my friend.
We're getting out of here. Right now! Come on! It's almost midnight!
Okay, that's actually kind of badass.
So, you seek the Rainbow of Darkness? It is mine, and so is your friend.
Well, this certainly went south rather quickly. Applejack is turned into the final dragon thing while Scorpan rushes in, rescuing the ponies. T-Rex bursts out of his castle to start bringing everlasting night. Scorpan tries to stop him. It's plot convenience, hey. Anyway, Firefly and Megan fly up to T-Rex, and Megan knocks the Rainbow of Darkness out of his hands way too easily. Curse my poor upper body strength! They play keep away with the Rainbow of Darkness. Twilight, after teleporting, throws it to Firefly, who then flies straight into a Stratodon. T-Rex attempts to smother the Rainbow of Light with darkness, but instead the Rainbow of Light manages to more or less infect the Rainbow of Darkness, which stops T-Rex in a rather intense manner. The rainbow turns T-Rex's minions back to normal, and it also makes sure that the ponies don't go splat. Scorpan also turns back into a prince.
Aren't you gonna change back to what you were?
Not me. I've always been a baby dragon.
Okay, I'm sorry, but what's that face? Baby dragon! And the special ends with everyone laughing because of course it does. This special will form part of the basis for the My Little Pony TV series that will follow after it. Although despite this, and despite Spike, Megan, and the Moonchick appearing in the series proper, none of the other characters in the special would appear again in any other My Little Pony G1 animations. Which is a shame because I really liked a lot of their designs. As for the special itself, it's very much a cartoon from the 80s, with a lot of the flaws that come with it. Not all of them, mind you, but a lot of the problems that have come to be associated with cartoons from the time period are present here. This special has lackluster characterization, as well as a major problem with the pacing, especially in the first part. But despite that, I still enjoyed it. The songs are nice, especially the Sea Pony number, plus the villain is amazing. He's genuinely threatening and creepy. While he was probably too easy to take down, I can't say that he's a disappointing villain. I mean, look at him! The animation is overall pretty good for the time period, but the quality can be inconsistent, with some scenes looking noticeably worse animation-wise. The general art style is also pretty good in my opinion. I particularly love its use of colors, be it the dark muted colors when it comes to T-Rex and his castle, to just how well a lot of the ponies' color schemes look. Character-wise, I do wish Megan did more. Ultimately, she never really accomplished anything in the plot, unless it's like super vital that she's the one who knocked the Rainbow of Darkness out of T-Rex's hands. In contrast, I really like Scorpan as a character. Unlike Megan, he actually seems to have a major role in resolving the situation. Not only is his relationship with Spike rather cute, but what can I say, I have a soft spot for henchmen who turn against their villainous masters. Although in general, this special does not really have room for much character growth or characterization, if just for how many characters there are. Like, I get you had a lot of toys to sell, but goddamn if it ain't hard to keep track sometimes. Although that would only get worse as the series progressed. And look, as much as I love Scorpan, he's not exactly the most complex of characters. And the thing about the special is that its appeal isn't its characterization, but its villains. Not necessarily complex villains or strongly characterized villains, but interesting villains. Overall, while the special is far from perfect, it does manage to have its own charm, if just for the villains.
Oh, Applejack, what a silly pony.
Who's a silly pony? You're a silly pony. Who is? You is Applejack. Bumping into gates and knocking over fences. Who is? You is Applejack. All day long you trot around, looking at the apples on the trees, dreaming all your pony dreams, licking lips so greedily. Who's a silly pony? You're a silly pony. Who is? You is Applejack. Bumping into posts and falling into trenches. Who is? You is Applejack.